Iceland, the land of fire and ice. If Earth still has a place where it reveals its most raw and untouched beauty, that place is Iceland. This is not a land created to please humans. It is a place meant to remind us that nature will always be greater than us. Iceland stands alone in the vast North Atlantic, far from crowded cities, far from noisy streets, far from the hurried rhythm of the modern world. Here, there is no rush, no feeling that you must move faster, no pressure to always keep moving forward. Only wind moving across open lands, only stone and ice resting in silence for thousands of years, only skies so wide they force you to stop. Iceland does not welcome you with excitement. It does not impress you with spectacle. Iceland welcomes you with silence, a silence that is not empty, a silence with depth. That silence is deep enough for you to hear the wind, the breath of nature, and finally, your own thoughts. In Iceland, you do not need to do anything. You do not need to prove anything. You only need to stand there, look, listen, and feel. This is not just a journey. This is the moment you realize how small you truly are before the vastness of the world. And from that very moment, your journey in Iceland begins. Iceland is not a place that is easy to understand. It does not reveal itself right away. Iceland is a small island in the middle of the ocean, yet it carries the weight of the entire Earth. Iceland lies between Europe and North America. It does not fully belong to either side. Beneath your feet, the ground is moving. Two tectonic plates slowly drift apart. In Iceland, change is normal. Nothing here is truly still. This island nation has fewer than 400,000 people, yet the space feels endless. Across wide open lands, humans appear as tiny dots. Weather in Iceland is unpredictable. The wind can change direction in minutes. Sunlight can disappear suddenly and return when you least expect it. Winters are long and dark. Summers are short but filled with light. Humans cannot control this. They simply learn to adapt. In Iceland, you do not plan to conquer. You set out to listen. Listening to the wind, listening to the land, and listening to yourself. Iceland does not ask you to understand it. It only asks you to slow down. Because this place is not meant for rushing. It is meant for those willing to stop. In Iceland, water does not flow gently. It falls from great heights. It crashes into rock with relentless force. Water here is born from ice, from slowly melting snow, and from rain that arrives without warning. Every stream carries the memory of glaciers. Every river tells an ancient story. In Iceland, waterfalls are not just for viewing, they speak. The sound of water echoes through space. It drowns out all other thoughts. When standing before these waters, humans become small, not because of fear, but because of respect. Water has shaped the form of Iceland. It cuts through rock. It opens valleys. Over thousands of relentless years, without asking human permission. In Iceland, water is never in a hurry, but it never stops. It teaches humans a silent lesson, that power does not need to be loud, and that time is always on nature's side. When you step away from these waters, you do not carry noise with you. You carry stillness, and a feeling hard to name. In Iceland, water does not just pass through land, it flows through people. Beneath the frozen surface lies fire, not a little, but a great deal. Iceland was born from eruptions, from molten lava spilling onto the land. Every black lava field is a memory of destruction, and also a sign of rebirth. Fire in Iceland is not loud every day, but it is always present. It lies beneath the ground, silent, patient. Sometimes, it reminds humans this land has never been asleep. In Iceland, fire does not only destroy, it creates new land. It shapes the future. Life here exists because of a fragile balance between fire and ice. Humans cannot control fire, they can only respect it. In Iceland, power does not need to show off, it only needs to exist. And when you feel that, you understand why this place makes humans feel humble. Fire does not scream, but the heart of Iceland is still beating, right beneath your feet. And when the fire grows quiet, ice begins to tell the story of time. It is the memory of the Earth. Glaciers have existed long before humans arrived. They move slowly, almost imperceptibly, but they never stop. Each layer of ice is a moment in time. Each crack is a mark of history. Ice holds past winters and summers long gone. In Iceland, ice is not silent. It cracks in the night. Icebergs break away, falling into icy waters. They drift slowly, like fragments of memory. Never in a hurry, never resisting. Ice teaches humans patience, teaches acceptance of change, because even the most ancient things do not last forever. When standing before a glacier, you do not feel fear. You feel a deep stillness and a natural sense of respect. In Iceland, ice does not only keep cold, it holds time itself. After fire and ice, there are people. Iceland does not have many people. But each person understands what they live alongside. Here, people do not try to control nature, they learn to listen to it. Small villages are scattered across the land, never crowded, never rushed. Life in Iceland moves slowly, following the rhythm of light, following the rhythm of weather. Winter forces people to be patient. Summer reminds them to value every day. In Iceland, quietness is not frightening, it is part of life. When there is not much noise, people begin to hear more clearly. They hear the wind, they hear the sea, and they hear themselves. Icelandic people do not race against time, they live alongside it. Perhaps that is why life here feels quietly balanced. Not perfect, but honest. In Iceland, people do not try to leave big marks. They simply try to live in harmony. And perhaps that is what nature wants most. In Iceland, light does not come easily. It does not appear every day. You have to wait, you have to be patient, and accept the darkness first. In winter, darkness stretches for hours, but within that darkness, the sky begins to move. Light appears very slowly, without warning. It drifts and curves, it changes shape, and makes people forget time. There is no noise, there is no explanation, only light and silence. It is not a performance. It feels like a whisper, a reward for those who waited long enough. In summer, darkness nearly disappears. Light stays through the night, soft, never harsh. Time seems to melt away. There are no clear boundaries. In Iceland, light is not only seen, it is felt. It reminds you that after every darkness, something is waiting. And sometimes, the greatest beauty comes from not giving up. In Iceland, life is not loud. It unfolds slowly. People wake with the light and rest when darkness returns. Life here is not ruled by clocks, it is guided by nature. Small towns rest quietly by the sea, homes glow softly in the cold wind. People greet each other without hurry, without many words. In Iceland, closeness does not come from crowds, it comes from trust. Life here teaches acceptance, accepting the weather, accepting change. Not every day is easy, but every day is real. When nature is overwhelming, people learn humility. They do not try to leave big marks, they simply try to live with enough. In the evening, people return home. Small lights push back long darkness. Inside those homes, life continues quietly. Not perfect, not showy, but resilient. Perhaps that is why Iceland is not just a land, but a way of living. A life that listens, knows how to wait, and knows when to slow down. When leaving Iceland, you do not only remember the scenery, you remember how people live there. And maybe you will carry with you a piece of that rhythm back into your own world.